Blame Game Press
Yeah.
and the fact that nobody had the time.
All right. You know what? Let's try and rank it. I think
Hmm.
of all of these, my favorite one, Great Opalax.
Hmm.
That's because
I think so.
special trigger, 16 might, speed defense plus 5 relatively easily because she comes with armor march. And she already
Yeah.
has a lot of speed, a lot of defense. And now she gets even more.
Yeah. And the fact that she's an armored unit with already ample enough BST to make use of this, I'd say that this is definitely, like, you could argue Garm is better, although realistically, with her speed already being so high, she could probably just double anyways and have the speed bulk to not get doubled herself. And it's such an easy condition compared to some of the others that it's like, I dare say it is probably the best. And it's partially due to Amelia herself, but it is probably the best refine in all encompassing.
Yeah, you actually have to consider the heroes, guys, when you come to these refines, because these weapons can only be used with the heroes, so
Yep.
those stats mean a lot.
Yep.
She's also kind of unique because she's the speediest axe, and the next one is Lissa with 30 base speed.
Exactly.
While Amelia's 34.
Okay, so I have
she
a
kind of distinguishes herself.
right, and I have a plus attack Amelia, which is why I think this is so good, because she has 40. She'll have 40 speed when I go for Oh wait, no, because I have the refine. All right, but whatever. She'll reach for over 40 speed with this pretty easily, so I'm happy about it.
Yeah, that's really good, I'd say.
All right, the next one I would say is because of bias. Here's the thing: I really like Irie's Tome, but here's the other thing: Durando is friggin' insane.
Durando's crazy.
It basically turns Eliwood into Sigbert, but more compact and more powerful.
I think he's even better than Sigbert because you can just get so many of him so easily.
Yeah, that is the other point. Sigbert is not easy to get. Rest in peace, my Sigbert. But yeah, definitely, like, this puts him back on that kind of par, and if not better.
Yep. And here's the thing, guys. I have Eliwood, and I gave him Deathblow ahead of time. I gave him Deathblow when I first made him. So you consider now, Deathblow. That's 6 attack. When he normally attacks, the sword already has Deathblow in it. Another 6 attack. And then when he attacks, he gets Swift Sparrow as well, which is another 4 attack. So he gets 16 additional attack and 4 extra speed, which cannot be understated because you're likely running. And if you run Hone Cav on him, 22 extra attack, 22 extra attack plus 10 speed.
And then you run Darting This Blow, Sacred Seal, which we are getting soon.
Oh yeah,
you get
Darting
an
Blow,
extra
Sacred
6.
Seal. It cannot be overstated. This man is about to flatten anything he hits. And the thing is, like, when you hit that hard, it doesn't matter if they have like 50 armor. And armor heroes are slow. If he doubles on them, he's probably gonna kill them. So, insane upgrade in my eyes.
Absolutely.
But
This is... wow.
But you have to go to the simple and clean upgrades next, and that, in my opinion, is Irie's Tome. All we knew ahead of time was Irie is Nino's mother, so apparently now we know Nino's mother was a psychopath, because this is a crazily strong tome. All right, it might seem very simple because it is simply her Grom Blade with 2 extra might. The penalty of
It's 1 extra might because Bladetome's 13.
Sorry, my bad. 1 extra might. Yeah. I'm so used to Grom now at this point. My bad. And you remove the penalty of the special cooldown plus 1, so that's huge already. So if I use Flashing Blade, I now just have to attack. They attack, and I attack. I kill them. I have ether ready for the next battle. Before, that 1 extra cooldown difference completely gimped my ether usage. Now I get to keep it, which is huge. Additionally from that, Irie's Tome having even attack wave on even turns, I get not just 6 attack, but 6 bonus damage from that buff itself. So it's effectively better than 12 extra damage. I mean, better than 12 extra attack.
Yep.
And of course, it's a Bladetome, so you get every other support on top of that. So like if you have a tactics team, she's going to be hitting as hard as possible. Of course,
with specials.
Yes. Of course, it cannot be understated for Tharja's Hex, which is basically the same thing, but instead of the even attack wave, has this. What hand is that called again? TGP, are you still here?
It's the okay hand.
The okay hand. If there's anything
my favorite for that particular reason.
Yes, if there's any reason to take it over Ari's Tome, it's the okay hand.
Yep.
But the difference here is there's a lot more survivability and a lot more because okay, Ari's Tome is going for sheer damage. Over here it's a debuff. Basically, whenever you attack something, whatever you attack, it will be within two spaces. Because again, Tharja is a range hero. She only can attack within 2 spaces. So when she hits them, she drops their attack by 4 and their speed by 4. So if you hit something with the same speed as you, or 1 less speed than you, I mean, you will double now. So if my Tharja has 41 speed and attacks something with 40 speed, I double on her. Double on whatever I just attacked. And and against armor heroes where it was scary before to attack because they hit so damn hard, you're probably going to survive that attack now because taking 4 attack away, like she's already pretty hardy. She has like 40 something HP and 20 something defense, relatively easily. So that keeps you alive, and if you can just get that double, you're probably gonna get the kill. So that's huge.
And it's good team support because this goes to your allies as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I think. So for me, just to recap quickly before we keep going, Grado's Poleaxe number 1, Durando number 2, Ari's Tome and Tharja's Hex. I put at 2, 3, and 4, tied for 3rd actually, just because of how good I think. In both situations, I can see one going over the other. Tharja's is better support, more survivability. Ari's Tome is on even turns, much better offense.
Oh yeah.
Continuing on though, this is a lot more tighter. So I kind of really like Oboro's Spear, considering what Oboro is. Slow but good, very good defensive hero.
Oh yeah. Those two.
Yes.
Definitely.
But it can't be understated. Silver Brand. Silver Brand gives Seth a much better role in any team, especially Bladetome teams. You pair Seth with Nino, you got something special there. As long as you don't like ruin the tactics, of course. But you can get something really special easily. So it depends on the people. For some people, Silver Brand might be the greatest thing ever because this will complete a team.
Yeah.
If your Ether Raids team runs double Bladetome, you just have Seth. You like squeeze Seth between a Tharja and a Nino, which by the way wouldn't even be hard to make. They're 3 and 4 stars.
Oh yeah. Wow, this is a cheap team.
It's a cheap team.
I would also say too that since Surters are like all over the place, it can help out with them.
Oh,
yeah.
You're right about that. He is a Surter killer.
Yeah, with commercial. Yeah, with both Fortress Defense and a Ruby Sword, he'll survive more and he'll kill more.
Yeah. So he has a very specific role. Take care of greens and keep your Bladetomes firing on full power. I like that a lot.
And I highly doubt we're going to see Surters running Cancel Affinity.
If Surter runs Cancel Affinity, the Bladetome heroes will just slaughter him.
Yeah.
You have the Weary Fighter. Well, this is the only thing that keeps him alive. Alright, you know what? I'll give it to Silver Brand. But it can't be understated for Oboro's Spear. I mean, guys, keep in mind, all refines are amazing. They're all good. But we're just ranking it for the hell of it. Just to recap everything at the same time.
Yeah.
Oboro's Spear. If foe initiates combat and uses Sword, Lance, Axe, Dragonstone, or Beast damage. Beast damage got included in there?
Yeah, because it's technically melee.
I never noticed that, actually.
Yeah. Sprinkled it in a little bit.
All right, that's perfectly fair, of course. I like that a lot. It still pisses me off. You remember for Bowbreaker? Wait, I'm gonna double check. Does Bowbreaker still say only on colorless heroes?
Because it always has been.
I know, but it's called Bowbreaker. Sorry guys, let me show you real quick.
Admittedly bothered me. Where is that skill?
Guys, look at this.
Yo.
This never got adjusted. It's called Bow Breaker, but it only works on colorless bow. If beast units got to skip out on these skills, that would have just made them OP. But yeah, it could have been worse, is what I'm saying. Oboro's spear could have not included beast damage, just like for some reason Takumi cannot. It only works on colorless bows, even though it's called Bow Breaker. Ugh, man, it triggers me. But yeah, you get what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It would, if it were to affect Oboro's spear, it would affect all forms of close defense, which might be a little bit more annoying even then. Because the defense skills are supposed to apply to everything in some shape or form. But it'd be closer distance.
Kyle, I understand what you're saying. I do, but still, keep in mind, just attacking twice, even if you're going against color disadvantage, like, it doesn't guarantee a win or anything. As is, like, nowadays, guys, which archer do you fight the most? Legendary Lucina.
Following Jacob, honestly.
Oh,
I have seen very few of him, but whenever I see him, I fear for my life.
Also, it doesn't even matter for Halloween Jacob. Are you gonna use Bowbreaker on Halloween Jacob? I'm sorry, the first 2 shots are gonna kill you.
You're dead if you fight Halloween Jacob with a Bowbreaker unit.
Yeah, like, congratulations. He doesn't quad you. Congratulations, you're dead in the first 2 shots anyways. So yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the skill's not very useful anymore. So I'm glad Oboro's spear did not get caught up in all of that with beast damage.
Yeah. Close defense in general, I'm glad I didn't get caught up in that. Several weapons, including Legendary Lucina's weapon, Thogen, didn't get caught up in that and has beast effectiveness.
Yeah. Well, wow, wait, Thogen got added beast. Wow.
Well, I mean, it works against beasts.
Damn. Okay. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
so-
good. Beast units are not above the law, guys. They're
No,
they still get
thank
affected. All right. But enough about that. Oboro Spear. The reason why I think Oboro is so good now, because Oboro always was very unique, because her BST, what is it, 157?
I think it's 157. Let me go and find Oboro real quick. Oboro. Yeah, 157.
Right. And she has high res, relatively high res, and
24 with 28 super boon.
28 super boon. So if you go for a super boon Oboro, and she has like around similar for defense, right?
35.
35 defense. Wow, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And then her speed's so low. So she's really min-maxed. And this is really good because now she's really good against, of course, armor heroes because her defense is high. And even if she's slow, doesn't matter. She run QR, just keep it away from doubling, and then you double back, you'll kill them. But close defense allows her to fight dragons effectively as well because she has the defensive res +6. That's helpful.
Yeah.
And obviously,
yeah, that puts her up to 34 with close defense.
Right.
Plus res.
Right. And with her high HP, well, relatively high HP, she should be able to take the combat.
Yeah.
And
it's 43.
Right.
With the refine.
Right. And the final thing is, of course, she will beat sword heroes. She should. I mean, some of them will destroy her with specials and stuff, but chances are she survives. She'll win the bout. So now Oboro's now covering for 3 things. Reds, of course, dragons, and armored. That's pretty damn good. For a 3 and 4-star hero, that's a lot of coverage from a very inexpensive build.
Yeah. She's like Nefni, but not... Nefni is all about speed, whereas Oboro is all about just general tanking. On the other hand, Nefni is much more expensive because she's a 5-star lock, whereas Oboro being 4-star and actually having some res bulk and those min-max stats to go with it makes her far better of a check, I'd say, for a normal person to go with. Like, there's legitimate merit in using Oboro now, which is something I thought would be pretty fascinating.
Right. Absolutely. But I think that answers Oboro. And the next 2... I'm gonna put Niles bow over Hinata's katana. Yep.
I'll dispute that one personally, but we'll see.
Alright. So I'll explain Niles bow and you can explain Hinata's katana then. But
alright.
Basically I like Niles bow better because Niles has relatively low attack, but he has pretty damn high speed. And as long as he has 1 point more speed, he gets special cooldown trigger +1, and he has pretty damn high res. So that iceberg that comes out, that glacis that comes out, is going to hit pretty damn hard. And keep in mind, with Niles' bow, he does... Is a slaying bow 13 or 14?
Slaying is 12.
Oh, I'm gonna say 12.
12?
Yeah.
So he has that additional 2 attack as well, and then he has the, what is, I keep forgetting the bow's name.
Shining bow.
Shining bow's effect of defense over foes res +5, deals +7 damage, and this is pure damage. It doesn't matter if they have 100 defense, it'll do 7 damage.
Yep.
It does, well, it also doesn't matter if they have 0 defense, because it'll do 7 damage. So that's pretty that's consistent damage. So that makes up for a lot of the time when he has like only 43, 44 attack. He's really low on attack.
He has 39 base, which is 43 with plus attack.
Right. So, with all that said, I like Niles' bow because you've effectively fixed his shitty attack, kind of. I mean, against mages, it's not going to work. Most likely, it's not going to work. And you get to use his special and his high res very effectively. So I like Niles' bow over Hinata's katana. But yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you like Hinata's katana more then?
Well, I'll definitely, in regards to Niles' bow real quick, I will say that it definitely makes him have a role that's more useful than not existing. It definitely revolutionizes Niles' concept, making him actually fit into a new niche that can actually suit his terrible attack. Although I will argue for myself personally that, generally speaking, I could see Hinata's katana getting more use in terms of just like objectively before we go into pools, because if we start, I will say, if we're going to look at competitors, there are so many units that can compete with Hinata that well, it can be very difficult to justify him. But if you want to, as with on the other hand, with archers, Niles is such a specific role that he might be just distinguished enough to fit on his own merits. But in general, when it comes to Hinata, like, his stat line actually is pretty solid as it is, so putting all this on top actually makes him more than adept at competing with some of the more modern units. Like, he has 32 attack and 36 defense, which with these buffs alone pushes him up to what now? Let's see, 48 plus 7, 55 attack, and 43 defense without going into boons or banes, along with 50 HP to top it all off, making him into an absolute physical monster, which you can then compile on top of a breath skill, for example, or you could use, you can either use Quicker Post or even like Axe Breaker if you really want to go down that route, and essentially you turn him into the ultimate enemy phase physical units, far surpassing the Fury Fodder and Triangle Adept pigeonhole that he had previously been in.
The only issue is you take 12 damage on knockback.
Unless you don't use Fury A slot.
Unless you don't use Fury A slot, right. That's the only trap, because let's all agree here right now, Fury is a good skill. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But if you replace it with Steady Breath, you come out of an expensive build. But I think you kind of have to, because double Fury is just way too hard to manage.
I mean, yeah, you could put even a stance in that particular spot. I think that what would be a good one right now? Like, I know Mirror Stance, well,
Steady Stance.
I think that Steady Posture would probably be the best dual stance, but Steady Stance is probably your best option in general.
And it's cheap. It's from Silas. Come on.
Yeah, 4-star Silas. So that would push him up to 42, 49 defense neutral in the enemy phase.
If he can reach that, he has something there, but...
Yeah, that's just with the Refine and Steady Stance A slot.
But yeah. Okay, I think that pretty decides it. I mean, I think the only thing we can really argue about is with the bottom, Hinata's katana versus Niles' bow, but everything on top I think is generally agreed upon.
Yeah, I will say that Silverbrand, a lot of people are going to hate it because it's very it has to rely on a good team setup, and you have to take the concession of using a Triangle Adept unit, which a lot of people are not willing to do. But if you are willing to make those concessions, and you are willing to make a tactics viable team, then the Silverbrand might be one of the best options for Seth in particular.
Yeah.
Even if a lot of people are going to be pissed off that Hinata didn't get a Triangle Adept Refine and Seth did.
Yeah. And here's the thing. When you get a Refine, you want the Refine to improve your hero, not your team, your hero. You want the
Right.
hero to be the shining moment of it. With Seth, Silverbrand is actually just giving him a very unique role in the team. He's now a support hero for like Bladetome teams, and he's very specifically going to look for the green matchups, and that's all he's going to do. He's just going to run around, buff, reposition, support the team, in other words, and then snipe the green heroes. And that's not exactly what everyone envisioned their Seth to be. So yeah, you're right.
I mean, the main problem is it would take a lot to make him comparable to anything else, because you look at Ares right now. Ares is almost objectively better than Seth. In fact, the only thing Seth has over Ares is res. That's it. Like Ares has 5 more attack, for example, and I think 2 more speed, 1 more speed.
And objectively, I'm going to argue Eliwood is better than every other
Well, I mean, if we're looking at
sword
physical, because Eliwood's not the best physical tank, but if
Oh,
we're
that's
looking
right,
at
that's
a
right.
crushing offense, don't forget that Ares has special spiral and can run special spiral AoE or a special spiral draconic aura / bonfire with vantage distant counter, making him a very effective instant killer.
Okay, but the commitment there is pretty high. But the commitment, whereas the commitment for Eliwood, oh my god, even a monkey can make Eliwood bright. Give him death
I mean, you
blow.
have to refine him, but yeah.
Well, yeah, just
I mean,
refine him. Just give him death blow. 4-star skill. Come on.
You could do the same with Ares. You just give him Blazing Thunder. He'll always have it ready. As soon as he gets it, once he triggers Blazing Thunder, he'll always have that for the rest of the...
But once he triggers, whereas Durando's always ready. That's why I really like the simple skills where you have access to it.
It's simple but crushingly effective. That's why I like Durandal so much. Like, Ares you can do some really cool stuff with only minimal investment, but it takes a little bit of momentum. Whereas if you take Durandal, sure, you have to spend the 200 Divine Dew on it, but once you get it going, Eliwood just immediately hops up into the masterful offensives, which is something I'm really happy for.
All right, but I think that's everything for this. We're going to move on to our next discussion topic, but yeah, you guys can let me know what you guys think are the best, the worst, and the so-sos of the Weapon Refinery if you want. This, in my opinion, though, is the best Weapon Refinery update we've gotten so far. I have very little to disagree with, if anything to disagree with. Hinata's the only one I kind of question, but I understand, so that's it.
I think it's probably... I'll just say Hinata's is literally far better than I was expecting, so I'll take that.
I'm so
Nino's
happy.
Refine is crazy.
I know. Nino's Refine is crazy. This is what makes me the most happy, because I get extra help in Arena, I get extra help in Ether Raids, and it justifies like my sticking to Nino. And with the Dragonflower, she's gonna be extra 10 BST. And by using Green Dual Infantry, I don't even fall behind that much in scoring. So yeah, like I like the balancing that they've been doing. And again, Dragonflowers I like a lot because it's not like paywalled. It's not like, oh hey, get the skill that you gotta use orbs on. Yeah.
I mean, you have to get high in Ether Raids, but that's about it. And fortunately, it's not arena dependent or anything, so it's literally just buffs for your own convenience.